Have you ever wondered why the most intelligent, the most thoughtful, and the most visionary individuals often walk alone? Why the ones who understand the world most deeply often feel alienated by it? The answer is not just buried in psychology or sociology, it's rooted in a long history of fear. Society doesn't just misunderstand intelligent people, it fears them. And not because they're smarter or know more facts, but because they see too much. They pierce through illusions, strip away the comforting lies we build our lives upon, shine a light on truths most people would rather never confront. From the earliest pages of history, we've seen this pattern play out like a timeless tragedy. The man who asks uncomfortable questions, who thinks too deeply, who refuses to follow the herd, he becomes a threat. Take Socrates, for example. He was no warrior, no conqueror. He merely asked questions that exposed the hypocrisy and shallowness of Athenian society. For this, he was condemned to drink poison. His real crime, disrupting the narrative, is making people think. Fast forward centuries, and the story remains eerily familiar. Galileo, gazing through a telescope, realized the Earth was not the center of the universe. A simple observation, but the implications were explosive. It undermined religious doctrine, threatened authority, and disrupted the status quo. And so, he was silenced. His truth, though undeniable, was treated as heresy. Nikola Tesla, a man of breathtaking vision, dreamed of a world where energy was free, communication wireless, and technology limitless. But the world wasn't ready. Investors pulled out. Institutions ignored him, died alone in a hotel room, forgotten by a world that chose money over magic. What connects these men across time is not just brilliance, but alienation. They didn't fit in. They couldn't. Because while society is built on shared beliefs, groupthink, and stability, intelligence often thrives in solitude, questions everything, and refuses to settle for simple answers. Arthur Schopenhauer, the German philosopher, known for his pessimistic yet profoundly realistic worldview, argued that intelligence is not a blessing, it's a burden. According to him, the more clearly a person sees the world, the more isolated they become. Talent hits a target no one else can hit, he said. Genius hits a target no one else can see. Imagine living in a world where everyone is content with the surface, while you are cursed to see the depths. The trivial conversations, the shallow ambitions, the blind acceptance, it all feels alien. And yet, you can't escape it. That's the curse. Schopenhauer believed that intelligent people often suffer not because the world is evil, but because it is indifferent and able to recognize or reward deeper thought. For the intelligent, joy doesn't come from belonging, but from understanding. And that ironically leads to loneliness. But why does society react this way? Why do we push away those who offer new perspectives? The answer lies partly in our evolutionary wiring. We humans are tribal beings, survive by sticking together, aligning with the group, and avoiding disruption. When someone challenges our core beliefs, no matter how politely we interpret it as an attack, that's why we cling to familiar narratives. It's known as the status quo bias. The tendency to prefer things to stay the same, even when change would benefit us. Then there's the backfire effect when someone presents facts that contradict our worldview. We don't change our minds. We double down. Logic becomes the enemy. And it doesn't end there. In our digital age, this fear of intelligence is amplified. We live in a time when attention is currency and noise is more profitable than nuance. Social media rewards outrage, not reflection. Algorithms promote the loudest voice, not the wisest one. Thoughtful discourse gets buried under trending hashtags. In this climate, intelligent voices become whispers in a storm of reaction. The deeper your thought, the fewer people hear it. Intelligence struggles not because it lacks truth, but because it lacks drama. The result, thinkers today are more isolated than ever, not physically. Perhaps we are more connected than ever before. But intellectually, spiritually, and emotionally, they are adrift. Bombarded by content, but starving for meaning. They scroll through oceans of data and find only puddles of wisdom. They crave silence in a world that never stops shouting. They look for substance in a culture obsessed with style. So where does this leave the intelligent man? It's the one who questions, who reflects, who refuses to settle for the shallow. Schopenhauer would see embrace the solitude. Don't fight it. Own it. Solitude, he argued, is not loneliness. It is clarity. It is in solitude that the deepest thoughts arise, the boldest ideas are born, and the most revolutionary insights emerge. It is the place where society cannot reach you, where distraction dies and truth breathes freely. To be intelligent is to carry a heavy torch, to walk ahead of the crowd, lighting the way, knowing you may never be thanked or even followed. It's not easy, but it is necessary. Because while society fears those who see too much, it also eventually turns to them in times of crisis. When the old ways fail, when illusions collapse, when the fog lifts, it is the intelligent, the visionary, the misunderstood who rebuild what was lost. If you, too, have felt like an outsider in a world that glorifies conformity, if your silence in the crowd speaks louder than their noise, know this: your path is not wrong, it is just uncommon. And while uncommon paths are lonely, they are also sacred. The thinker's solitude today becomes the foundation of tomorrow's truth. And perhaps that's why society fears intelligence. Because deep down, it knows one clear mind can shake the world. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts below. Have you ever felt out of place because of how you see the world? What thinker, past or present, inspires you most? Let's continue the conversation in the comments. And if you're hungry for more mind-bending stories of history, philosophy, and the minds that dared to defy the world, check out our playlist on philosophers who changed the world. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and above all, keep thinking.